The vast majority of UFOs that aren't lens flares or natural objects are probably drones or some form of advanced government technology. Think about it, over 60 years ago our government built the atomic bomb in an underground city, the Manhattan Project. God knows what insidious teleporting and nanotechnology they're up to now. There is a tiny percentage of UFO cases that have no rational explanation. These UFOs could actually be of extraterrestrial origin, and some of the most interesting evidence comes in the form of old photos that were taken before the age of drones and Photoshop, when there really shouldn't have been anything up there flying around besides early planes, and when complex photo manipulation was next to impossible. Here are some of the most compelling old UFO pics. Real or not, they're still fascinating documents from a cosmic blip in time on the planet Earth, somewhere in the Milky Way galaxy. Number 5. The Battle of Los Angeles, 1942. One of the classics. This image portrays searchlights in anti-craft shells converging on a UFO during what would later be called the Battle of Los Angeles. Though visually stunning, this image is almost certainly not evidence of extraterrestrials. Most analysts believe this was a combination of heightened tensions with the Japanese and a weather balloon. But have you ever watched the Fox TV series, Fringe? Maybe someone is observing our reactions to these kinds of spectacles, studying us in some kind of experiment, you never know. It's also worth pointing out that although the object took direct hits from ballistics, it never fell from the sky. Number 4. Vancouver City Hall UFO, 1937. The story goes that 21-year-old soldier Leonard Lamoureux snapped this image in 1937 while visiting the brand new Vancouver City Hall. The two were suddenly astounded to see a bright blue light drop straight down from the sky. It became larger as it did so, and they were able to observe the source of the light as an object that Leonard described as two saucers' open ends facing each other, glowing bright blue. The object then moved dead straight horizontally across the sky. When it just appeared to clear the flagpole on the roof of the City Hall, it came to an almost dead stop and Leonard clicked the shutter on the camera. The object then shot straight back up into the sky. They never seen anything fly so fast. This scared them to death and they ran from the scene. The object made no sound. It's important to note that this photo has no negative in existence, and the UFO could very well be a watermark defect that appeared during the development of the print. Number 3. Farming UFO photo, USA, 1920s. The only thing known about this picture is that it was taken somewhere in the United States in the early 1920s. The hilly terrain indicates that it could be on either the west or east coast, and is less likely in the central flat part of the country. Wherever this is, the object up and to the right of the horse-drawn transport looks to be a flying object in the sky at a time when biplanes were rare and monoplanes didn't quite exist yet. Number 2. Shinshan, Hebei Province, China, 1942. This World War II-era photo was discovered in an old Chinese scrapbook. It was taken by a sidewalk photographer, who snapped a picture of the strange object and then sold it. It shows a UFO in the sky above a Jianjian street, and there appears to be at least one person pointing at it. Number 1. The oldest UFO photo ever, Mount Washington, New Hampshire, 1870. This photograph depicts a cloud formation over the summit of Mount Washington in the winter of 1870 to 1871. The image is part of an antique stereo view that happens to contain an unexplained cigar-shaped object. It is simultaneously the oldest and one of the best UFO sightings on record. Remember, there were no planes in the sky in 1870 and no digital manipulation. In 2002, this image was purchased on eBay for $385 by Samuel M. Sherman, president of Independent International Pictures Corporation.